pass the bill so that you can find out what is in it.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
If there's ever a problem, just walk out on the balcony here, or walk out, put that double-barrel shotgun, and fire 2 blasts.
You'll shoot your eye out, kid. Ho, ho, ho.
Good morning, Memphis and the Mid-South. You're listening to Straight Down the Line with Charlotte and Charles.
I'm Barack Obama, and I approve this message.
And now, here's Charlotte and Charles.
And welcome, Memphis and the Mid-South, Straight Down the Line with Charlotte and Charles, the real straight talk on your airwaves, KWAM 990, ladies and gentlemen. Our phone number, 901-260-5926. If you want to get in on the program today, I'm your host, Charles Johnson, along with my co-host, Charlotte Bergman, and our esteemed studio guest, Ulysses Jones.
I certainly appreciate that.
Welcome aboard, brother.
Good morning, Memphis and the Mid-South. I'm glad to be here, too, and I'm looking forward to a Happy New Year in 2014. Certainly hope you had a wonderful Christmas, because I did.
Yes, indeed, and as the holiday has passed us by, we got a new year coming up. That means New Year's resolutions. I don't personally believe in New Year's resolutions because I happen to be of the mentality that any kind of changes in habit are gradual. They are step by step. It's not a date change and I'm this whole new person.
Can't you go cold turkey?
No, well, rarely. Maybe with some divine intervention or some very traumatic life experience, but that notwithstanding, no, it doesn't happen. There's a process, a day-to-day growth. And that's definitely what should be America's New Year's resolution. Should we resign ourselves to being bullied about by the political correct police out there? Or should we look at this Phil Robertson thing and say, look, hey, it's a victory for capitalism and freedom lovers everywhere because capitalism won out in the end.
I think capitalism as well as religious, the freedom to speak about how you feel and what you understand in terms of the Bible. And what I want to encourage people to do is to not back down now. We've gotten this far. Let's keep on going. Let's keep the momentum going.
I also think one good thing that came out of this was that people stood up. Instead of being mowed down by the politically correct crowd, they actually stood up. I mean, look at what he actually did. He quoted something from the Bible, which is his faith.
Yes.
Which they always talk about. Everybody should be free to worship anywhere they want. He expressed a sexual preference, which everybody talks about you should be able to do without condemnation, and they turn around and they try to destroy the man.
Well, of course, but that's what they do. They, in their Stalinist-esque tactics to try to curtail viewpoints that they don't like. And oftentimes, homosexual rights organizations, they're all for free speech as long as it's speech that they agree with.
Exactly. Now, listen, we have a sponsor that we want to talk about, Herbie Systems. Let's talk about the guy that says, let me kill your weeds.
Let me kill your weeds, yes. Kenny Crenshaw, that is the president owner of Herbie Systems. Herbie Systems are your experts in lawn and landscape care. They do residential, industrial, and the best part, they have free estimates. So give Kenny a call at 901-382-LAWN. That's 901-382-5296. If you want a thicker, healthier lawn, if you're tired of the nonstop war against weeds, or if you need tips for turf grass maintenance, they even offer irrigation system services. So give Kenny a call at 901-382-LAWN. That's 901-382-5296. And tell him you heard about it on Straight Down the Line with Charlotte and Charles, the real straight talk, so you can get the real experts in lawn and landscaping care. Give Kenny a call, 382-5296, and let him kill your weeds.
Listen, I want us to talk about our Christmas experiences, but before we do that, we have a caller on the line. So let's go and bring our caller on the line.
Welcome aboard.
Who are we speaking with?
This is Commander Michael Hale.
Good morning,
Hey,
Commander.
Commander Hale, how you doing?
I'm great, and I hope you both had a great Christmas and getting ready for a prosperous New Year.
Indeed. That's excellent.
I wanted to make an announcement that the American Legion that we're going to be doing on the 4th of January.
Okay.
It's going to be an open house for a Marine Corporal Jacob Romo.
Okay.
He stepped on an IED and lost both of his legs, and there's going to be an open house. They're building a house to be able to comfort his disability needs, and it's going to be at Zero Cage Store Road, Somerville, Tennessee, at 11 o'clock. And we would like to get as many people out there at the groundbreaking as possible. And I think this is some of the things that we do with the American Legion and stepping our veterans and our disabled veterans to be able to stay on their feet and to be able to say that we appreciate what they do.
Absolutely. And we do truly appreciate you sharing that announcement with our listening audience. You know, this is the time of year when many people forget those who have served our country. And they're building this house now, but they recently had a fundraiser for him. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am, they did. I call him. He was in Forrest Gump. He called his band Lieutenant Dan.
Lieutenant Dan.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. You know, he had lost his legs in the movie, and so he's going around doing a lot of different fundraisers to help veterans who have lost limbs and who have been injured in the war, and raising money for them. And so, you know, this is a good thing that, you know, I can say that the American Legion and VFW and all that we try to continue to do to help our veterans, to let them know that we still do care about them.
Yes, indeed, Commander Hale, and we here at Straight Down the Line with Charlotte and Charles and KWAM 990 glad to be a part of getting the word out about this very important event. So we thank you so much for calling in.
Have a happy New Year.
Prosperous New Year.
You too. Prosperous New Year.
Commander.
Ladies and gentlemen, Commander Hale, who was our guest on last week, and, you know, our friends over at the American Legion do so much to help veterans in this area and do so much to connect veterans in this area with benefit opportunities, with ways that they can meet their special needs. So we're so glad for the American Legion and what they do for our veterans. It's so important that we never forget that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Those who defend our freedom, right now freedom of speech here being exercised on this program, ladies and gentlemen, but without a standing army to back it up, the Constitution is just a piece of paper.
That's
I mean,
right.
you got to have some muscle behind that thing, and definitely let's not forget our muscles.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you what, one of the main things that do occur when our men and women go to serve in our military, many of them come back with qualities and skills and principles that they've learned through service and the discipline that they have learned. And we want to continue that. We want to continue to encourage people to help us, to protect us, and to get involved with our military.
Indeed. And any way you can, ladies and gentlemen, every little bit help. I mean, when the American Legion was here, they were asking for $5. I mean, so you don't have to have a lot of money to be able to help. That's a misconception a lot of people have. I can't really help other people. I can hardly help myself. These folks don't ask for a lot of money. Mm-hmm. And so this is money that you blow going to McDonald's and eating unhealthily. So
well, and you know that old saying, you reap what you sow. Okay, let's share, and you would be surprised how much you would get back in return through blessings.
Oh, that's absolutely true. Ladies and gentlemen, and as we shift gears here, speaking of that freedom of speech, A&E has invited Phil Robertson back. They reneged on their indefinite suspension, and it happened kind of fast. I mean, look, I was expecting them to bring him back before they started shooting the new season.
Sure. On the 14th, was it? January the 14th, is it?
Well, no, that's when the new season airs.
Okay.
But they've already recorded all that stuff.
Okay.
But the shooting for the next season was going to take place later on in the spring, going into the summer, and I fully expected him to be back by then. But, oh, my goodness, to reverse course before we even hit the new year?
But you know why it happened, Charles? It happened because there were so many people that stepped up to the plate and said, I'm going to be courageous. I'm not going to be a wimp. I'm going to come out and support this man. I love it that their family stuck together. Yeah. And I love it that Bobby Jindal quoted, he stated that this is a good day for America. He said, I'm glad to hear that the folks at A&E came to their senses and recognized that tolerance of religious views is more important than political correctness. That's that PC that is destroying our nation.
Yeah, but I mean, I love that quote, but I don't really believe that A&E came to this epiphany of religious freedom. I think it was that $500 million in revenue that they would be losing
all of those
by having Duck Dynasty walk and go to another network.
All those Facebook pages support Phil Robinson, boycott A&E.
Yeah,
to talk to them going to CMT.
Right.
The Chick-fil-A Day? That's
Chick-fil-A Day. Right.
I think it's still going to be on January 21st.
Right.
To support Phil Robinson. I think what you saw was them realizing that trying to be PC. I like the way somebody put it. They put it as Glad pushed Phil Robinson out of the way,
right,
and then shot A&E,
right.
Because that's what was going down.
Well, you know, exactly Walmart, Sears, and Cracker Barrel quickly reneged on what they were going to do and went back and put up the displays for the family immediately after the announcement that A&E was going to spin Phil Robertson.
Well, look,
they came to their senses.
They realized they were losing money. This is the profit motive.
That's 13.4 million viewers. It's the top-rated cable program in this nation.
Right. Top-rated reality TV show. Out of all the reality TV shows, this is the biggest cash cow that reality television has ever seen.
Because I think before this, the biggest show that they had was American Gun.
Right.
And they canceled that last year.
Right.
I don't think they want to go through that again with Duck Dynasty.
Definitely not. And they would be losing that because, as you mentioned, going to CMT, that would have been a perfect fit for Duck Dynasty on CMT. Oh, my goodness, that would have been a flawless fit, let me tell you. And that really came to a head. And this is why I fully support capitalism as an economic philosophy, because economic freedom goes hand in hand with individual freedom.
Yes, it does.
And the profit motive, the driving force of the profit motive, has lifted more poor people out of poverty worldwide than any other economic philosophy ever. I mean, the utopian society promised by Marxism, where everything would be equality and fairness and wonderful birds chirping and hot coffee brewing.
Rainbows in the sky.
Rainbows in the sky.
Clouds made out of cotton.
The sea levels lowering. The polar ice caps making a comeback. Polar bears having a place to stay.
Drinking Coca-Cola.
Drinking Coca-Cola, right. All that impossible under any kind of Marxist idea.
Listen, I'm a member of the Family Action Council of Tennessee, and I'm happy that Tony Perkins, who is affiliated with that organization, stated that the attack on Phil Robertson revealed to the American people that the push to redefine marriage is less about the marriage altar than it is fundamentally altering America's morals, political, and cultural landscape.
Exactly
this is
right.
Extremely important. This move was extremely important for us going forward in 2014.
Oh, man, could not have said it better. I mean, my goodness, like if you think Obamacare is about health care, if you think gay marriage as a political issue is about the marriage altar and loving who you want to love You are misguided to the extent of being delusional. That's not what this is about. This is about fundamental transformation.
I am so excited because I think of the scripture, 2 Chronicles 7:14. If my people who are called by my name shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and then turn from their wicked ways,
watch out now.
Then will I hear from heaven and then will I heal their sin. People, let's rise up and let's stand up and let's not back down. We've got a country to defend and support.
Right. Notice, turn from their wicked ways.
Amen.
Watch out now. Watch out now. Because when you say wicked ways, now there has to be a standard and a definition by which to identify what those wicked ways are. And that's what Phil Robinson said in his comment. He didn't just talk about homosexuality. That's what they cherry picked. Mm-hmm. He went down the entire list in 1 Corinthians chapter 6 and verses 9 through 20. He went through the whole list. Mm-hmm. These are the wicked ways that we have to turn from. Watch out now.
I want to know if y'all noticed something, though. You know, for years people have been saying that is a slippery slope. That if you allow this, if you allow gay marriage and everything, then you're going to have other things that come in. Didn't we just have a judge last week or the week before last basically legalized plural marriages?
Yeah, right. Polygamy. Exactly.
So they said that would never happen. And now it's happened.
Well, of course it's a slippery slope. I mean, when you open up that Pandora's box of redefining marriage, it's not just going to stop with the homosexual.
Well, it's also redefining relationships, because there is over in Italy they had a story last week of a 70-year-old man who had been in a quote-unquote relationship with an 11-year-old girl for 2 years, and he had been brought up on charges, and the judge ruled that because the 11-year-old girl was in a romantic relationship, that the man could not be charged.
Look at that.
And it was debt free.
All right, guys, we've got a phone call. Yes, so let's bring our caller on the line.
Caller, you're on Straight Down the Line with Charlotte and Charles DeV. Straight up.
Are you there? Good morning, caller.
Good morning. You hit the nail on the head just then. The government is totally corrupt, and these overseer judges are just running a cover for them. Here's a solution, okay? First of all, let me back up. Do you recall when marriage licenses became available? It was right after the Civil War, because they wanted to prevent blacks from marrying whites, okay? Now, marriage, as we know, is ordained by God. It's a covenant between God and man. Clearly has nothing to do with the government, which is a creation by man. Therefore, I propose that everyone that is in a traditional man-woman marriage, if you happen to have mounted somewhere on your wall or filed someplace in a photo album something called a marriage license, which is viewed by the state, it's a permit to do something that's otherwise illegal, I say let's send them back to the state, declare ourselves void of the state permit, and do what God ordained, and to hell with the government.
Thank you for calling.
Thank you so much for that call, caller. There's a radical idea, but at the same time, I mean, isn't it time that we evaluate areas of our life where we can declare independence from the government and begin to assert our liberty after that fashion?
If government feels that it can give something to you, it is strong enough to take it away from you.
Well, yeah, that's true. When we talk about, what do we talk about? Licenses to open your own business, permits to have a business.
Fines.
Regulation.
Everything comes with a fine that you've got to pay.
Everything comes with a fine. We talk about the little girl with the lemonade stand.
Yes.
That the cops came and shut her lemonade stand down.
And that's
on her own private property. Yeah, and that happens all the time. You have beauticians that have a great product, have the skills. The people come and want their hair done there. But because she doesn't have the government's permit, as the caller pointed out, a.k.a. the government's permission, then they say, this is an illegal shop. You can't run this shop out of your house. You have to get in a different tax bracket because you got a business in your home. You're making money. In other words, we want a cut of that money. The government,
there you go.
The government is just as driven by the profit motive as anything else.
And
the government wants a cut of that.
And today, the federal government is going to have to end its benefits, unemployment benefits, to 1.3 million people. That means the government gave it to them. Government's going to take it back from them. But I can see this as devastating to the families because I've gone through that too. But I can also see it as possibly a stimulation for our economy because what's going to happen? Unemployment now is supposed to be under 7%, right?
I don't know what unemployment is.
Unemployment is supposed to go under 7%.
Supposedly.
The economy is supposed to be improving, but I will say this. Federal Express had a shortage of workers when they were trying to get out the packages during the holidays.
Yeah, they always do.
Well, think about
Yeah.
the many people who didn't find that there was a need to get out to work because they were receiving the unemployment benefits.
Well, you make a fair point. People are going to say, though, that the reason why these unemployment benefits are getting cut is because Republicans fought in the budget negotiation for that unemployment insurance extension not to be a part of it.
Well,
so people are going to lay that blame on the Republicans.
Well, I want to say this.
What do you say to that?
Let me just share with you what I think about people not receiving their unemployment. As a result of them not receiving the unemployment, that penalty that is going to be imposed upon them as a result of not purchasing their insurance from the Obamacare, from the ACA, Affordable Care Act, is not going to stop. So what do you got? You have a double whammy. You have people who are not receiving money, and then you've got a government that is saying, you're not receiving money, but you still got to pay the government because you've got to have health care.
Right, which is why, people can blame the Republicans all they want about the unemployment benefit extension not being included in the budget that passed and was signed by the president. At the same time,
I'm sorry. It was both Republicans as well as Democrats who passed that bill. So let's just make sure.
Well,
it was both
Democrats and Republicans passed the bill, but the Democrats wanted an extension of the unemployment benefits. The Republicans did not. And they argued it out.
Let's correct that.
Okay.
Senator Murray and everybody who actually voted yes were saying that we're going to pass this bill irrespective of whether the extension is in there or not. Yeah, they may have had some misgivings, but that didn't stop them from going ahead and passing that bill. And this is what they're having to deal with now. So that's just a bunch of baloney.
But what's worse, people moving off of the system of unemployment and going out and actually finding employment or making way for them to make money or just becoming a slave to the government sitting on unemployment.
Well, some people would argue that unemployment insurance is necessary to help them meet their needs in between, going from job to job.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe, and as we go to break right here, ladies and gentlemen, how long, and we can take this up when we come back, how long should do we even believe that there should be unemployment benefits, number one? And number two, how long should it go? And let's get into that when we come back straight down the line with Charlotte and Charles, the real straight talk, 901-260-5926, if you want to get on the conversation.
Charles, let's not answer that question. Let's let our listening audience answer that question. Call in at 901-260-5926.
All right.
And let us hear your opinion.
The boogie woogie Santa Claus, the boogie woogie Santa comes to town every Christmas day. He lives up in the mountains like a hermit in a cave. He never had a haircut and he never took a shave. He's the boogie woogie Santa Claus, the boogie woogie Santa Claus, the boogie woogie Santa will boogie all your blues away.
I love you, Mom, but I need help.
If your loved one is experiencing dementia, Alzheimer's, or debilitating arthritis and needs extra care assistance, call Angelic Visits and Prestige Care Home at 901-388-6903 or 901-281-8292. They render services with love. Give Angelic Visits and Prestige Care Home a call today.
Check us out on the web at angelicvisits.com.
We don't know much about St. Augustine grass in Florida or Kentucky bluegrass up here in the north. But we know all about Memphis grasses, Bermuda, fescue, and zoysia. And the weeds that infest them. We know every weed and how to kill them. Because Herbisystems has been doing exactly that for over 25 years in Memphis.
Want the real Memphis experts to kill your weeds? Call Herbisystems at 382-LAWN.
Let me kill your weeds.
Everyone knows Patrick's has great made-from-scratch home cooking, but when was the last time you thought of Patrick's for dinner?
Whether it's the fresh North Atlantic salmon grilled to order, the hickory smoked apple bourbon pork tenderloin, or the rich and creamy blackened chicken pasta, Patrick's is sure to have something for everyone in your family. Every Friday and Saturday night, they slow roast choice prime rib. Their simple recipe uses quality beef, aged in-house, and yields a succulent treat you won't find anywhere else. Don't wait. Come early before it runs out. Patrick's caters, too. Having an office party, teacher appreciation day, or business luncheon? Let Patrick's do all the work and you take the credit. We'll deliver parties of 20 or more, or you can pick it up. Choose from party platters to our fabulous meats and veggies, and we'll have it hot and ready. Don't see what you want on our menu? Just ask. We cater to almost any need, from weddings and rehearsal dinners to birthday parties and business functions. Check out our menu at patricksmemphis.com or stop by 4972 Park Avenue, Park at Mount Moriah.
Patrick, where great home cooking is just the beginning.
Hi, this is Charlotte Bergman. I'm so looking forward to spreading cheer and enjoying my family as Jack Frost is nipping at our noses during this upcoming holiday. I hope you will enjoy this wonderful holiday too. More than 9.6 million Americans are still unemployed. Please take time to honor a vet or to help the homeless during this season. Take time to share the joy, which is the true meaning of the holiday. Please visit us at electbergman.com. Happy holidays all, from Charlotte Bergman's house to your house.
Has your mortgage company denied your request for help? Are you getting foreclosure notices, legal notices threatening to garnish your paycheck? I relocated my family to Memphis following Hurricane Katrina. I personally know the devastating effects financial problems can have on you and your family. The hopelessness of not knowing where to turn, the feeling there's no way out. My name is Brett Bernard, managing partner of RMC. I want you to know you have options and there is hope. We've helped many people just like you avoid foreclosure, garnishments, and deficiency judgments through loss mitigation. I know what you're going through and I want you to know you're not alone. We can find a solution. Call me today, 901-591-1144, or visit us on the web at www.rmchelp.com.
Call RMC Managing Partner Brett Bernard at 901-591-1144.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, straight down the line with Charlotte and Charles DeVille. Straight talk, 901-260-5926 if you want to get in on the program. KWAM 990, the voice of Memphis. And ladies and gentlemen, we have a phone call. And we want to get straight to our phone calls. We have Alan with us.
How you doing, Charles? How you doing, Ulysses? How you doing, Miss Bergman?
Good morning.
Hey, Alan, what's up, buddy?
You know, I listen to Joe Burr. I really understand him now because I have a lot of people I deal with like that. See, like when he asked me to take my like political belief, he's angry.
And I said he just want me to vote probably independent or Republican.
Alan.
He's a very angry man.
Alan, hold on, Alan. Let's be
Alan,
fair.
can you discuss the topic at hand
Joe
that we're talking about?
Joe Bear's not in here to defend himself, so we're not.
Last week he always said,
Alan, last try, brother, last try.
I'm saying trolling. You know why? It's like y'all angry at the president. He's African American. Y'all African American. If they don't like the black president, you think these Republicans like y'all guys? Are you there?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I interact with Republicans on a daily basis.
So right and wrong is depending on.
Yeah, I'm saying if they don't like the president, why you three in there think these people like you?
So,
I
Alan.
would never be an independent. I can be an independent thinking.
How many Republicans are you around? Because, see, I don't feel, and I don't experience what you're talking about in terms of people being.
You're delusional. I'm saying.
Alan. How many Democrats do you think like you?
I don't care. I don't want to be like.
Exactly. You don't care. So guess what, Alan? I don't care. I don't care if a Republican likes me or not. I don't care if an independent likes me or not. I don't care if a liberal likes me or not. I espouse my views.
Right.
Okay, so I'm not trying to stay in or get in with anybody.
And Alan, as a Republican,
let me ask you a question right quick.
Yeah.
When the last time we had an independent president?
What does that have to do with right and wrong, though? Alan, what does that have to do with right and wrong?
Alan,
okay, what does that have to do with anything?
I'm saying, just what I'm saying.
Alan, listen, man. Alan, you got too much vodka in your eggnog, man. I mean.
Thank you for calling, Alan.
Alan got too much vodka in the eggnog, man. He is in real form.
That was interesting.
Well, but I mean, we get that a lot as black conservatives, that y'all try to stay in with the white folks. We get that from black liberals all the time. I'm not trying to stay in with anybody. I believe what I believe, and I stand up for my views, and I articulate what comes from my brain. I'm not brainwashed, as I frequently say. Nobody washes my brain but me.
And there's been a lot of
brainwashing washer of my brain.
Much of the animosity that I experience in the community does not come from the average Democrat, because there are a number of Democrats who are independent, who are good-thinking people, who are Christians. Much of the animosity that I experience comes from extremely liberal Democrats who are angry with the fact that they invested their time, they went out and voted for a president to implement policies that would improve their communities. I want a thriving black community, white community, Latino community, Asian community, but that is not happening. Many of these communities are worse off than they were when this president and his policies were implemented.
That's very true.
Of course, and we can talk about it all day long as far as dividing us in subgroups. Look, I want a thriving American community. Why can't we just be Americans? Why do we have to be black Americans, Hispanic Americans, minority Americans, gay Americans? I mean, why can't we just be Americans? Because what our politics is really boiling down to, it's not about Republican and Democrat anymore. And really, to be honest with you, it hasn't been for a long time. Because you have elements in both parties that are big government. You got big government Republicans. My goodness, what was the last Republican majority when President Bush was president? They weren't small government conservatives. I mean, and they helped run the country into the ground to even allow President Barack Obama to have a chance of winning an election. So let's not get it twisted.
In 2006, before the Democrats took over, unemployment was below 7% in this country. After the Democrats took over in 2008, and things started escalating, government grew bigger and bigger and bigger, and President George Bush had to contend with a Democrat-controlled Congress. And as a result, we started experiencing an increase in the amount of monies and taxes that this government imposed upon the American people.
Yeah, and that point is true, but at the same time, President Bush was growing the government before the Democrats took over the Congress. Let's not forget
no
child left behind. There was a Republican
We
Congress.
were attacked on our soil by extremists.
Yeah,
I will give him that. He was dealing with 9/11.
Exactly.
He was dealing with the war. I mean, there are some factors that went into that. But
Medicare Part D was a Republican Congress.
But the big slide started with when the Democrats got in, and it accelerated when Barack Obama got in. I mean, it's just like you were saying before, Charlotte. The black community in America is in a far worse place than it ever was under Barack Obama.
Well, under President Bush.
Under Barack Obama. President Barack Hussein Obama.
Yeah. Well, we're going to get ready to take a break, ladies and gentlemen. 901-260-5926. When we come back, and we really didn't touch the question that I wanted to answer, but unemployment, how long should it last? I mean, we need to address that because, Republicans argued against, in the budget negotiations, an extension for unemployment benefits. So we need to answer that question. To be fair, we need to answer that question.
Let's go to break, Charles.
It's time for home Santa Claus to make this midnight dream call. Yeah, now. Santa Claus from loving. I know it's something real pretty on the left side of the street. I ain't had no loving worrying me cause do you hear me? Santa Claus from loving. I'm trying to fix this old bicycle. I can't seem to find my plow. I'm halfway watching Mama before.
I love you, Mom, but I need help.
If your loved one is experiencing dementia, Alzheimer's, or debilitating arthritis and needs extra care assistance, call Angelic Visits and Prestige Care Home at 901-388-6903 or 901-281-8292. They render services with love. Give Angelic Visits and Prestige Care Home a call today.
Check us out on the web at angelicvisits.com.
We don't know much about St. Augustine grass in Florida or Kentucky bluegrass up here in the north. But we know all about Memphis grasses, Bermuda, fescue, and zoysia, and the weeds that infest them. We know every weed and how to kill them. Because Herbisystems has been doing exactly that for over 25 years in Memphis.
Want the real Memphis experts to kill your weeds? Call Herbisystems at 382-LAWN.
Let me kill your weeds.
Everyone knows Patrick's a great name from scratch home cooking, but when was the last time you thought of Patrick's for dinner?
Whether it's the fresh North Atlantic salmon grilled to order, the hickory smoked apple bourbon pork tenderloin, or the rich and creamy blackened chicken pasta, Patrick's is sure to have something for everyone in your family. Every Friday and Saturday night, they slow roast choice prime rib. Their simple recipe uses quality beef, aged in-house, and yields a succulent treat you won't find anywhere else. Don't wait. Come early before it runs out. Patrick's caters, too. Having an office party, Teacher Appreciation Day, or business luncheon? Let Patrick's do all the work and you take the credit. We'll deliver parties of 20 or more, or you can pick it up. Choose from party platters to our fabulous meats and veggies, and we'll have it hot and ready. Don't see what you want on our menu? Just ask. We cater to almost any need, from weddings and rehearsal dinners to birthday parties and business functions. Check out our menu at patricksmemphis.com or stop by 4972 Park Avenue, Park at Mount Moriah.
Patrick, where great home cooking is just the beginning.
Hi, this is Charlotte Bergman. I'm so looking forward to spreading cheer and enjoying my family as Jack Frost is nipping at our noses during this upcoming holiday. I hope you will enjoy this wonderful holiday season. More than 9.6 million Americans are still unemployed. Please take time to honor vets or to help the homeless during this season. Take time to share the joy, which is the true meaning of the holiday. Please visit us at electbergman.com. Happy holidays, all, from Charlotte Bergman's house to your house.
mighty fine, y'all. I got music on my radio. Feel mighty fine, girl.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, straight down the line with Charlotte and Charles the V. Straight Talk, KWAM 990, telephone number 901-260-5926. I'm back here, Charles Johnson with you, Charlotte Bergman, my co-host.
That's me.
And studio guest Ulysses Jones. I tell you, appreciate it. We are honored to have you with us, Ulysses. And, we wanted to make a point. I want to get an answer to my question. Unemployment benefits. How long should they last? Go.
They should last.
I want this question. It's only fair that conservatives and Republicans answer this question since we argued against including an extension of unemployment benefits in the budget that just passed. That's fact. I want to know how long do we believe unemployment benefits should last? Do we even believe in unemployment?
Do you want the conservative answer or the liberal answer?
I want your answer.
I want your answer, too.
My answer would be about 6 months.
About 6 months?
6 months. Because we know, even from the words of people who are on unemployment, that the longer they're on unemployment, the less motivation they had to go out and actually look for a job.
Okay.
I was listening to a guy who was talking about how he was on unemployment for, I believe, 7 months, and it ended, and 2 weeks later he had a job.
Well, another thing to take into consideration I was on unemployment during a period of my life, and I was constantly looking for the job that met the skills that I could offer to an employer. Unfortunately, if you wait 6 months to get a job, your skill level has diminished tremendously, and therefore employers look at you as being unqualified. So I think it's to the individual's advantage to actually take something that is not within their own skill set, to take a job, to continue to keep themselves in the job market, because you've got to account for that gap in your unemployment when you go to interview with an employer. The other thing is, I think people who are not working, I think this is a great opportunity to use the skills that you have to create jobs yourself, to interact with people, to build relationships, and to sell your skills and become entrepreneurs. And instead of making an employer rich, make yourself rich. What do you think?
Well, I want to let our producer chime in on this right quick. Go right ahead. Cam.
Actually, in the spirit of the holiday season, I have a compromise maybe we could agree on.
Okay.
Maybe. Do you remember in the 70s a program called Vista?
Yes.
Yeah.
What would you think about, instead of perpetually unemployment insurance, we give employers a chance to give them money to pay people who are long-time unemployed, to give them work experience to get back into the market? What would you think about that? In other words,
I'd go with that.
So you got your 6 months of your unemployment insurance, but then take that other money that would have gone to unemployment insurance and help train people to get back into the job market, and use that money to pay employers to train these people so they're not having to do all the out-of-pocket expenses.
Yeah.
You betcha. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Man, Cam for the Democratic nomination here, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, my goodness, if we had Democrats bringing ideas like that to the table, you could get conservatives on board with that.
Let me ask you all a question. Do you think it's a matter of unemployment being so top heavy, or is it a matter of there are some people who actually need it, and then there's some people who are taking advantage of it, who are really toppling over the system?
Yeah,
in order to understand that, you have to talk to the individual about that. But I do like Cam's idea. You see, back in the early 80s, Governor Lamar Alexander implemented the Better Schools program. And what that did was it encouraged the business community to come in and adopt various schools and to help prepare the young people for the
for the workforce.
For the workforce itself. And so once an individual left the workforce, the business community knew that it was going to get someone who can actually come in and perform the work that is required. Because irrespective of how many skills that you have, when you start a new job, you still must be trained to perform the job. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, Cam, kudos to you.
And
that's one for you.
Those are some rare kudos right there.
Charlotte, when you get into Congress, don't forget to put that in.
Right. I mean, we really need to bring that back because that is also attractive to new businesses thinking about coming to this area.
Exactly.
Because they say if we can get into the schools and they're already training people to do what I need done, I'm going to have a ready-made workforce.
Because that's one of the problems we have in the Memphis area. We have a lot of people that come, but we don't have the skill level necessary.
Right.
That's what they're saying now with Electrolux and at the other plant, Mitsubishi, that they're having trouble finding people that are qualified to fill those positions.
So they wind up bringing people in from out of the area. And that's really hurting our community. So we need to definitely do that. And I think I wanted to, Charlotte, I don't think you answered the question, though. How long should unemployment benefits last?
Listen, I am not going to address that question because these are policies that are in place for right now. But what I would like for us to do is concentrate on helping people to get back on their feet.
All right.
To be independent.
I can dig it.
We're going to wait for a break.
901-260-5926. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back with more Straight Talk in our Year in the V segment.
My baby's gone. I have no friends. You wish me greeting once again.
I love you, Mom, but I need help.
If your loved one is experiencing dementia, Alzheimer's, or debilitating arthritis and need extra care assistance, call Angelic Visits and Prestige Care Home at 901-388-6903 or 901-281-8292. They render services with love. Give Angelic Visits and Prestige Care Home a call today.
Check us out on the web at angelicvisits.com.
We don't know much about St. Augustine grass in Florida or Kentucky bluegrass up here in the north. But we know all about Memphis grasses, Bermuda, fescue, and zoysia, and the weeds that infest them. We know every weed and how to kill them. Because Herbie Systems has been doing exactly that for over 25 years in Memphis.
Want the real Memphis experts to kill your weeds? Call Herbie Systems at 382-LAWN.
Let me kill your weeds.
Everyone knows Patrick's has great made-from-scratch home cooking, but when was the last time you thought of Patrick's for dinner?
Whether it's the fresh North Atlantic salmon grilled to order, the hickory smoked apple bourbon pork tenderloin, or the rich and creamy blackened chicken pasta, Patrick's is sure to have something for everyone in your family. Every Friday and Saturday night, they slow roast choice prime rib. Their simple recipe uses quality beef, aged in-house, and yields a succulent treat you won't find anywhere else. Don't wait. Come early before it runs out. Patrick's caters, too. Having an office party, teacher appreciation day, or business luncheon? Let Patrick's do all the work and you take the credit. We'll deliver parties of 20 or more, or you can pick it up. Choose from party platters to our fabulous meats and veggies, and we'll have it hot and ready. Don't see what you want on our menu? Just ask. We cater to almost any need, from weddings and rehearsal dinners to birthday parties and business functions. Check out our menu at patricksmemphis.com or stop by 4972 Park Avenue, Park at Mount Moriah.
Patrick, where great home cooking is just the beginning.
Hi, this is Charlotte Bergman. I'm so looking forward to spring cheer and enjoying my family as Jack Frost is nipping at our noses during this upcoming holiday. I hope you will enjoy this wonderful holiday too. More than 9.6 million Americans are still unemployed. Please take time to honor a vet or to help the homeless during this season. Take time to share the joy, which is the true meaning of the holiday. Please visit us at electbergman.com. Happy holidays all, from Charlotte Bergman's house to your house.
Santa baby, just slip a sable under the tree for me. Been an awful good girl, Santa baby, so hurry down the chimney tonight.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, straight down the line with Charlotte and Charles, the V of Straight Talk, 901-260-5926. And before we do our year in review, I wanted to say this about unemployment benefits. I'm a 6 months to 12 months, or even 6 to 8, or even 18 months on unemployment benefits. Because I know people that have genuinely tried to look for a job for a little over a year. Good, decent, hard-working folks. They are honest folks, so they're honest on their resume. And they even apply. They say, look, I ain't too proud to beg. I'll go deliver pizzas. But when the supervisor there, the hiring manager, doesn't even have a degree, and they see you trying to go into the lower level position and you have a degree, they'll look the other way on your resume because they don't want you to take their job. They don't want their boss to look and see there's a degreed person delivering pizzas. He should be running the store. So they elevate that person, and because they don't want to lose their job, their supervisor will look the other way on their resume. That stuff happens. So it's not just as easy as okay, go do a lower paying job. It's not that these are jobs that people won't do. People apply, but if they're honest on their resume, they get looked the other way on a lot of times. So I think it should be up to no more than 18 months, in my opinion. But we need to work on some of these programs. When we elect Charlotte Bergman to the United States Congress, ladies and gentlemen, we can bring some of these programs back. Like I was talking to Cam about, we don't necessarily need new ideas. We need to go back and look at the old ones that work and repackage them, put a new name on them, and roll them back out, Charlotte Bergman.
That's right. Okay, so we have a year in review.
Year in review.
We got 3 minutes. We started out last year with a whole lot of optimism and hope for the new year, and it has all basically fallen flat. We've seen our economy tank. We've watched Obamacare go down the tubes. We have had our president elected, what was it? The biggest liar of the year?
Oh, yes, the biggest lie of the year. PolitiFact's biggest lie of the year. If you like your insurance or your doctor, you can keep it.
And we've seen so much go down the drain. And what we have not seen, only in the last little bit of this year, is the American people actually step up and try to do something. And more so, I've heard Charlotte and Charles talk about so many issues this year. And what I would urge for you to do next year is to get involved, find out about the issues, find out the actual facts and what actually happened. Not a lot of times what you hear from TV. Go out and do your own research. Right. And shows like this, call in, because as an American citizen, you have a right to have your voice heard. And that's what we urge people to do, to get involved in the process and have your voice heard. Because what we see now is a result of people being too passive. We're talking about PC, and just step up, people.
Step up and get involved. Go to electbergman.com.
Yes.
Sign up.
Yes.
And let's together change our country to become the greatest country this world has ever known, the way it used to be, but it can get better.
Amen. Ladies and gentlemen, straight down the line with Charlotte and Charles, headed off. Counterpoint is up next with Glenn and Brett. And what's the brother's name? Because I keep calling him Hank, but his name ain't Hank.
Matt Green.
Matt Green, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back next week. Happy New Year. Adios.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.